Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be featuring some battles from a team that I borrowed from one of last season's world competitors and very likely a world's competitor for this upcoming season on the play Pokemon scene. And the team is Watergun Lantern, Shadow Beedrill, Shadow Golbat. A very spicy team, but quite a fun one. Triple Azu answers, and we're gonna run Lantern into a Metacham. I think I immediately swap here into Beedrill. They actually immediately swap into Registeel. So, very quick pivot from them. I guess they didn't think I was gonna stay. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, they end up. I'm not. Honestly, I probably shouldn't shield this matchup because there's not really a realistic way for me to win this particular matchup. But I do throw the drill run unless I go down a shield. Anyways, I throw the drill run. Does a pretty decent amount of damage. I am going to shield and then look to farm up and then throw the drill run. And I throw the drill run before they make it to another move. And they actually end up no shielding on the Registeel. And I will throw the X Scissor. It is more energy efficient. I had some weird frame drops there. I actually wanted to CMP tie on the Ice Punch. But I get the X Scissor off, which works pretty nicely for me. And they end up throwing the Ice Punch, which doesn't KO, and then they make a very nice catch. But that's fine, though. I wanted the chip damage anyways. And then I go into Lantern. Obviously, the drill run's going to do a tremendous amount of damage. And a tricky core breaker for me to deal with, but that's okay. And I will throw the Surf right before they make it to the Ice Punch. And they end up throwing the Ice Punch. And now my whole plan here is just to farm down the Sand Slash. I can't survive. It's not Powder Snow, so I should be able to survive the Ice Punch with the fast moves. It would be very IV dependent, but the Metacham had some energy, but likely I would be able to outpace the Metacham. Anyways, the Wing Attack does take it out, and then I'm going to be able to throw the Shadow Ball and take out the Metacham and win this game. So, pretty interesting. I guess it makes sense for them to switch out right away because they want to bait out the potential fighter, but we're going to go ahead into this next set here. We're going to go Lantern into the Bastion. This is a good lead here. And they switch out into a Shadow Vic. And I'm going to farm up. I actually wanted the Shadow Vic to throw at me. So that's how you can see here. I'm like waiting for it to build up. And I don't want the Bastion to come out with too much energy. And I think obviously I would have preferred them to throw the Leaf Blade at me. But maybe the Sludge Bomb would have KO'd if they had Sludge Bomb. So, anyways, I get to 2 Shadow Balls, which is what I want anyways, because this would put them into Drill Run range if I need to later, or Surf range. I go right into Lantern because I want as much Water Gun damage as possible, and I let this go. They come into Tropius, and this is a very good situation for me. I would basically just be able to one shield farm down the Tropius and then be able to land two drill runs for sure, and then get to the Surf and take out the Bastion. So worked out perfectly fine for me. All right, we're gonna have Lantern into Deoxys. Kind of a weird matchup. This is like kind of where I want to see it and kind of don't. Anyways, they go up to the Thunderbolt and they end up throwing the Psycho Boost at me, and then they switch out and they come into Lickitung. Not quite sure how to play this, so I throw the Thunderbolt. I switch out into Golbat. Mostly because I was afraid that it was going to be a Dugong in the back. I throw the Poison Fang at this Lickitung. And then my intention here is to actually they end up throwing the move here. I get it one lick before so they have the Body Slam now. And so I end up shielding this and then committing to the farm down. And I think they actually switch and combo play me. but that's totally fine. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna come back into Lantern so I don't have to shield against the Psycho Boost. And then they end up throwing right away. I'll easily survive the Psycho Boost. Now their counters are basically doing nothing, and the Psycho Boost is not going to be enough to KO, so I'm going to let this go. And then I'm going to switch out right away into Beedrill and look to farm all the way down. And their Lickitung is very low at this point in time. The opponent decides to leave the matchup. Maybe they have like Azu in the back or something. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, this team is triple strong against Azu. Probably the worst, not the one of the worst leads to deal with is the Spark Lantern lead, which is very challenging to work against. But again, if you want to see all the battles, you can check them out on twitch.tv/KingIV. Anyways, we're gonna have Lantern into Sandslash, a very tricky lead for me to deal with. Honestly, I probably should shield because they're not gonna bait. They're not gonna bait. Yeah, I should shield this, to be honest. I guess otherwise it's going to be too difficult for me to deal with. So I throw the Surf. And them shielding there is very problematic for me. I end up no shielding this, but it's probably not the appropriate play. I go into Golbat. And they have quite a bit of energy. So I think I actually have to double shield and farm down. And then hope that they don't have another answer. So I shield this again, and then I'm going to go for the farm down. I think they end up having like a Gligar. I should just throw in the Shadow Ball right away. No need for me to do the extra wing attack there. And I'm going to go up to the Shadow Ball, throw the Poison Fang. Yeah, it would have been better for me to throw the Shadow Ball right away because I went over 100 energy. And then I don't get the wing attack through because the move KOs. I don't know. This like fast move animation stuff is very as they come into Metacham. I throw the X Scissor here, but I'm just gonna get psychic anyway, so not too much I could do anyways. And they take me out with this psychic. Okay. Nicely played by the opponent. Obviously, Gligar was going to be Alolan Sandslash was going to be very tricky. Gligar was also going to be very tricky for my back line. All right, we're going to have Lantern into Skarmory, a very good lead. And then you'll see I make a terrible switch in here. I should have switched into Golbat because I can just farm this thing all the way down. It's like one of the hardest answers to Toxicrow. So I don't know why I didn't switch here, but I didn't switch appropriately, but that's totally fine. I'm going to be able to get the 2 shield for 1 situation here. So I throw the draw run, hoping they would not shield. They're going to farm me down, but I'm going to try to get as low as possible. Yeah, low as possible. So in case they no shield, they'll get less farm. But obviously they want switch. And then I'm going to come into Golbat. I'm not going to shield. Going to come out with some energy. And then I should be 4 away from the Shadow Ball. So I'm going to do 4, then throw the Shadow Ball, then look to switch. And the Shadow Ball does more than half to the Skarmory. And then I switch. They come into Metacham. And I am going to... I potentially could have shielded this Dynamic Punch, which honestly would have been the appropriate play. Anyways, I throw the Thunderbolt at them, and I actually really wanted them to throw at me so I could farm them down. 3, 4, 5, 6, but they're not throwing, so I end up just taking them out. But this Skarmory has to make it to 2 moves, right? So they're at 6, but I'm gonna be able to outpace here and make it to another Shadow Ball. What do they need? 6 and 7 and how many air slashes? 6? 12? 12? 12 air slashes? Why didn't they make it to the move there? Oh, maybe they only were at 4. 4-3. Anyways, I should have been a little bit lower before I threw at the Metacham, or forced the Metacham to throw. Would have been more appropriate for me. So pick up a good lead, and they come into Scrafty. I'm a little bit slow on the switch. I throw the Poison Fang. I am going to have to shield to take out this Scrafty because it is quite bulky. I could throw the Poison Fang. I'm going to let this go, and then I'm just going to shield the second one and then look to farm down. I'm going to have a ton of energy, so I end up shielding. I throw the Poison Fang right away at this Pelipper. And then I'm going to be able to reach another Poison Fang. And this Poison Fang is going to do a pretty decent amount. As you can see, does quite a bit of damage. And then this second Poison Fang is going to almost KO this Pelipper. They switch out into Trev. And now my matchup is very straightforward. I'm just going to shield. And then even if they bait, which is very likely that they bait, but I'm just going to fast move down. There's no point in me throwing any charge moves because I'm just going to fast move down everything anyways. And then I just come straight into Golbat. And then I'm going to wing attack down this Trev here. And then I would water gun down the Pelipper. And the Pelipper can't really do too much versus me. So anyways, those are all the battles I wanted to show off there. If you want to see the rest of the battles, you can check them out on twitch.tv/KingIV. Again, congratulations, Magic Mason, for reaching legend with this team. I had a lot of fun with this team. Definitely, he's a more skilled battler than me, so he would definitely play out some of the matches where I messed up. But anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.